In the underworld, there is a story about two boys that destroyed gangsters of a whole region when they were just teenagers. In fear of the blood-thirsty boys, they were separated to grow in different environments. The twins grew up to be killers that were respected as legends. One is a soldier that specializes in assassinations and infiltrations, whilst the other is the sworn son of a gangster. Wouldn't think twice to behead anyone that stands in his way. A debate has gone on about which of them two is best. An unexpected incident occurs as these two killers have to combine their forces to defeat a common enemy. The question is what if the two killers were sons of the same mother? Born on the same day, what if these two can turn the world upside down when they come together? Once again, the movie starts as we see a guy named Yisu at a construction site. His brother Dogyeong calls him and asks them to meet up. Yisu says that he is busy with work as we see dead bodies floating on top of a concrete. A presumed dead North Korean soldier wakes up and starts causing a commotion. Yisu gets annoyed and takes off his construction attire. We see Yisu's attire showing that he is a member of the military. The North Korean swings his knife at Yisu as Yisu pulls his head back. Yisu counters with an elbow to the chin. He lifts his hand to the sky and uses a hammer fist on the North Korean, ending the fight in just seconds. He tells his other colleagues that he will be going to meet someone and he leaves. He enters a huge building and the receptionist stops him. Dogyeong comes in, takes Yisu away. Lee, a comrade of Yisu, is seen complaining about the food they eat. Chief Jang, the leader who taught Yisu and his comrades everything they know, comes. He shoots one of the soldiers and tells the rest that, as of now, their team will be disbanded. Men in black dresses come outside as they shoot down Yisu's men. Yisu is seen having a conversation with his brother. He gets a phone call from Lee and goes out to take it. He hears Lee struggling to breathe as Lee tells him about the death of their comrades. Yisu wants to go and save Lee, but Lee tells him to run and ends the call. Assassins come to the place Yisu went and one kills the receptionist. Dogyeong lifts up his head and sees armed men with knives in front of him. Yisu runs to his brother as he also meets some of the assassins. The first person attacks when Yisu counters with an elbow. He takes the knife and slits the throat of the attacker. The second person attacks as Yisu steps into the side. He takes the attacker down and cuts his leg and leaves him to bleed. Yisu says that their knife movements are too simple and tells them to attack him again. They attack together as Yisu cuts the throat of another attacker. He blocks the knives, coming at him when he gets a cut on his shoulders. Chief Jang is worried as he fears about the missing. Hey! Man tells Jang that the assassins are on it. Chief Jang says that those assassins are not enough to defeat Yisu and asks to send another unit. The scene takes us back to the fight as we see that Yisu has brutally murdered all of the assassins. Dogyeong is seen extracting information from the last assassin. He mistakenly kills him. He hears a radio from the assassin saying, "Kill Yisu on sight." I repeat, kill Yisu on sight. Hearing that people wanted his brother killed made him angry and unable to control himself. Yisu rushes to his brother to try and save him. The brothers are seen in a car. Dogyeong, who is the oldest, reveals that he is a gangster, and Yisu also says that he is no ordinary soldier. They get to a funeral, and it seems that Dogyeong is doing a fake funeral to fake Yisu's death. Prominent men are invited to the funeral, and Dogyeong dresses in his funeral attire. Chief Jang comes with some men and tell them to check if the person in the coffin is really Yisu. Dogyeong's men asks Chief Jang's personnel to leave when the personnel knocks out the gangster. A fight breaks out as we see the personnel's beating up the gangsters. One of the gangsters is held in a choke as we the gangsters completely defeated. The head of security, which is owned by Dogyeong named Tae-san, meaning the mountain, comes down to control the situation. One of the personnel punches Han in the jaw, expecting Han to be knocked out. Han holds the jaw of the personnel and squeezes it. He rolls up his sleeves as he continues to crush the jaw of the personnel. He leaves him on the ground, and the other two attack as Han blocks him. Punches. He grabs the jaw of one personnel, and the other takes advantage of the situation. Continuously hit Han. Han, unfazed by the attacks, lifts his hand up in the sky and hammers the attacker to the ground. The personnel in Han's hands does a joint lock on Han. Han squeezes his neck and lifts him up in the sky. He uses him to slam the personnel on the ground, and the duo gets knocked out. Chief Jang is disappointed and goes out to request an audience with Dogyeong. He tells this to Han, and Han looks for Dogyeong's approval. Dogyeong agrees, and Han makes way for Jang. Chief Jang pays his respects, and we see that the person standing by Jang's side isn't Dogyeong, but Yisu himself. Yisu picks up a knife and tells Jang to meet him in another room with, saying it with a murderous aura. Yisu stands in front of Jang and asks him about his brother's killer. Jang starts saying that Yisu died because he was in a mission. Jang suddenly receives a punch from Yisu, making him get a nosebleed. The secretary comes and stops Yisu as Han tells Jang that it would be best he left. Yisu and Dogyeong are seen having a conversation. Dogyeong tells Yisu to come join him and lead Tae-san. Yisu declines and leaves the place. Dogyeong, with a frustrated face, tells Han to follow Yisu. Yisu is seen on the road. He sees Han and some cars following him, and he talks to Han. We see Chief Jang having a family time with his daughter. Dogyeong wants to go out for a smoke. The secretary complains, and Dogyeong takes her with him. They are seen in the elevator when Dogyeong talks to one of his guys. With a killing intent, he asks the guard who he was. The guard, being flustered, swings his knife as Dogyeong dodges. Dogyeong and the secretary ready themselves for battle when we see that the two guards were Chief Jang's men. One of the personnel attacks with a knife. Dogyeong parries the hand and slashes his attacker's ribs. The attacker is unharmed, as he is seen wearing a knife vest. The attacker swings the knife and Dogyeong ducks to dodge. He sees the secretary having a hard time. The secretary named Sua is about to be stabbed when Dogyeong sacrifices his shoulder. He cuts the attacker's hands and hits him away. The other attacker tries to stab Sua, and Dogyeong parries it with his knife. Sua stabs the neck of an attacker, picking up his knife. Dogyeong also grabs the last attacker, killing him slowly. Dogyeong goes outside and asks for a cigarette. A gangster stabs him in the stomach. Dogyeong holds the attacker's face and sees that he was wearing a fake face. The attacker pulls back as he makes his stance. Dogyeong tells the other gangster to leave with Sua as he does so. The attacker, named Ghost, moves to Dogyeong. Dogyeong also retaliates as the duo battle. A hooded figure is seen following Yisu and Han. Han throws a blow as the hooded figure blocks it. Yisu comes and asks if Jang sent him. The hood is taken off as we see the person to be Lee. Lee complains about Han breaking his hand as we see Han's face with rage with a phone on his cheek. We are brought to the battle between Dogyeong and Ghost. They are both seen exchanging attacks at Dogyeong's. Vision starts to get blurry due to the loss of blood. Ghost uses a string to lock Dogyeong's hand and slashes his chest. Dogyeong, realizing his demise, decided to take this as an opportunity to give Yisu another chance. He cuts his hair and lets Ghost know that he's Yisu. Ghost attacks Dogyeong when Dogyeong catches the strings. Dogyeong cuts Ghost's face, causing him to bleed. Dogyeong uses Yisu's stance perfectly as he fights Ghost. He beats Ghost up as he cuts and slashes Ghost's body. Ghost gets scarred as he sees Dogyeong is the real Yisu, the monster. Dogyeong reaches his limit as he falls to the ground. Ghost escapes as we see Yisu coming out of his car. He rushes to see Dogyeong on the ground as he screams his brother's name while crying. A month later, we see Sua screaming, telling Han to take over Tae-joon. Han also cries, telling Sua that there is no one that can replace Dogyeong. Yisu is seen going outside. Whilst Lee is trying to stop him, we see Yisu in tears as he swears to kill everyone involved in what happened to his brother. He goes to one of Chief Jang's groups to seek information. It seems that Jang had killed his other assassin groups. The last person alive tells Yisu that the only way he can defeat Jang is by having an organization. He dies as Yisu leaves. A gangster named Kim is seen attacking Tae-joon. His men. Han is also seen with knocked out men in his hands. The gangsters take out their knives when someone comes in, pushing them away. Yisu comes to Han and tells him that he needs Tae-joon to avenge his brother. Just then, Kim comes with a knife when Yisu hits him on the nose, taking away his knife. Kim sees Yisu's face and sees Dogyeong's face instead. Kim tells his men to attack as Yisu slashes them away. Kim tries to stab Yisu when his knife is hit away. He sees Yisu as a monster and he tells his men to retreat. A month later, a general assembly of gangsters that Dogyeong joins speaks about the absence of Dogyeong. Just then, Yisu with Han and Lee enter the assembly. He sits down as he speaks and acts as Dogyeong. Jang is seen with the police chief. The police chief belittles him when Jang gets mad. A personnel of the police chief grabs Jang by the collar and Jang sweeps him from the ground. He slams the personnel on the ground and stomps on him. Jang pulls out a gun at the police chief and the chief begs for mercy. The gangster at the General Assembly are Ryu, a dark-skinned Asian, Sung, a half European, Cha, a teenager, and Sung, the successor of the person who created the General Assembly. Sung talks about whether Tae-joon is qualified to be part of assembly anymore. Yisu stabs the table with a knife and asks Sung whether he has the right to tell him that. Based on the conversation, Yisu thinks a member of the General Assembly is an ally of Jang. He tells the Assembly that he wouldn't be joining them anymore, and the Assembly begins to see Tae-joon as enemies. Yisu is seen in a car. Black cars come to surround them when Ryu comes outside. Ryu walks towards the car and punches the window, breaking it. He has a stare down with Yisu as he asks Yisu to forcefully give him Tae-joon and the story ends. Next on Baek, we see that Sung is the person ally of Jang. Sung's men, named Gudo, surround Yisu as we see a flashback of Gudo, all bloodied up after taking down an organization. Yisu enters monster mode as he starts attacking them. Like and subscribe to watch the next part of this vid.